What's up, creatives? Welcome to the Tiffy Show. Today, I'll be answering the question, can dating a younger man work? If you haven't, make sure that you turn on notifications so that you know when I post a video. I like to post about lifestyle, dating, travel, investing, and everything in between. So if that's your jam, hit that subscribe button and let's get to it. Can dating a younger man work? So you're jumping into the dating pool, you're seeing what's out there, and you meet someone that's great, that is charismatic, that seems very compatible, but they are 4 to 5 years younger than you. So you, of course, start thinking of questions. In your head, you're wondering, can this work? Are they going to have the same commitment that I do? Are they going to be immature? Are they going to be ready for this? What will my friends say? What will my family say? There's so many questions that go through your head. And I do think that there's a bit of a double standard because a lot of men will date younger women all of the time and have no worries about what anyone thinks about it. I think because of social norms and the way the media portrays women and life and what your goals are and what you should be thinking about in the future, that a lot of women will always come to me with questions like, is dating a younger man okay? Can it work? Whereas guys don't even care. So we're gonna get into it. I am going to go over the things to consider when dating a younger man. Age has nothing to do with maturity level. A lot of times when women meet someone that is, younger than them, they start to wonder if they're going to be mature and they're going to be able to keep up with them age-wise and thought process. I think that's BS because you can meet a young guy that is very mature, that is ready for the next steps, that is ready for everything that you're ready for, and you can meet an old guy that is not ready, that is a complete fuckboy, that is playing like all the games and is not ready to settle down and he old. So you don't need to look at age so much as a token of maturity because it's just not true. In fact, I think someone said that they researched in a man's maturity, like a man is mature at the age of 43 or something. Like if you ask Google, that's what it says. So it doesn't really matter if they're older or younger. What matters is how you feel about them, what they're showing you, how they act, if they are confident in where they are in life. Like those are the things that you really need to pay attention to. I have had friends that have dated 60-year-old guys that are clowns, like not ready, like clubbing, going out, still talking like they're young, still dressing like they're young, and not ready for any commitment, but my friends will still try to stick it out with them because they think for some reason because they're a certain age, like they're old, be like, damn, like old. Sometimes I find that it might be harder if you're with a way older person that has been, single for a very long time, set in their ways to kind of get them to settle down and make the next moves towards, whatever future you want. Whereas a younger person, if they're mature, if they're ready, is, willing to jump in head first and like get the show started. You know what I'm saying? I hope that all made sense. They're less jaded. A younger person will probably have less relationships, less intense relationships than you might have had. And an older person, they could have been married and divorced and have kids now. So it's like, there's a big difference there in terms of openness, but on that same front, because they're younger, they might not be as ready in terms of this being their serious relationship. So you might have to really be open with teaching them, grooming them, not grooming, but like helping them out with this being their first serious relationship. So just be prepared for that. It's not going to be like dating someone that might have a whole bunch of relationships behind them, so they are used to the relationship game. If you're willing to work through that, it could be a good match for you. And that openness is pretty cool and it can help you become less jaded because you are the older person in this, so you might be having some jaded feelings as well. So dating a younger person can sometimes bring that energy and make everything a little bit nicer. But all I'm saying is you can find someone that is a little bit more open to the possibilities and a little less closed off from past relationship troubles. Younger people have energy. They will have more energy. And I'm not just talking about in the bedroom, which is nice. They will just have more energy in general because they're younger. They usually have more friends still. Think about it this way, like if they're 4 or 5 years younger than you, they still got those friends from college. They're still hanging out. Like you're like, oh, that's cute. They still have clubs and parties and events to go to. So a younger person's gonna bring that energy, pull you out of the house, go out. And if you're not ready for that, like if you've become the homebody, if you're not into going out anymore, you've put those days behind you. That could be an issue with dating a younger person. You of course can find a younger person that is a complete introvert and has no friends, but I'm just saying most younger people still have a good friendship group. Their friend group hasn't been split up by marriages and kids and moving away. Like, it's still pretty intact and they still hang out. So you have to be ready for that energy of like going out more than you probably would, but that's also really fun because they're willing to do adventurous things with you, travel with you, have fun, try this with you, try that with you. So you are getting that in exchange. So that's pretty cool. But on the flip side, because I'm giving a little bit of each, I've had friends that have dated older guys, and a main issue that all of them have had is just like energy in the bedroom sometimes, and then also just energy in general. Like, they wanna go out still, they wanna see their friends, they wanna hang out, and in that situation, they're the younger person, and the older guy is just like not about that. And I think you can, if you guys remember Sex and the City 2, which was like not a great movie, but the whole point of that beginning part of Sex and the City 2 was that she was with Big, and he's the older guy, and she was younger and she wanted to go out still and have fun, and he was just like content with staying home. So that's just an example. I didn't mean to bring in Sex and the City, but it was a great example of the flip side. If you're looking for an older guy, how a younger guy could benefit you if you still have that energy and you still want to be social and go out. Commitment goals. We can't talk about dating younger men if we don't talk about the commitment goals of them. The main thing with this one is communication. Communication is key to everything. I don't want you to jump into a relationship with a younger guy and just think automatically like he's not into marriage, he doesn't want kids, it's a waste of time, blah, 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 if that's what you want. All you need to do early on in dating is communicate those desires, is to talk about them. And then there are no surprises, and you can be open-minded about continuing the relationship and it being a fling or something more serious. And you will be surprised that a lot of younger guys that have everything in a row, that are secure in where they are in life, are ready for that next step, and they're down to do it with you. So I don't want you to get in your head that all younger guys aren't thinking about marriage and kids. Sometimes they're just still looking for the right person, and if you're the right person, it doesn't matter how old you are if you have a connection. Now, with that being said, of course there are younger guys that want to play the field, that have no desire to have kids anytime soon, that do not want to get married right now, and that is why I'm saying to communicate early and to not be afraid of communication. In most of my videos, the main thing is communication, and I think I bring it up, but it's so much harder to do. Like, I know that I say it and it's like easy, like communicate, but I know that if you really, really like a person and they're sitting across from you, the last thing you want to be is like, what do you think about kids in the future and that? But if you do it and you get it out of the way, you will be so happy if their response is in line with yours, and you'll be a little sad if it's not, but you won't waste years dating someone that it's not going where you want it to go. So always ask questions, communicate early on so that you can make a sound decision about your future. This is your future and you want it to be the way you want it to be, so you can get that communication going and that compromising going and set some goals. And that is what I have to say. Ultimately, dating a younger man is fine. You can have a connection with someone no matter the age, and I'm talking about normal younger, not like anything weird and illegal. I'm just talking about a younger adult man. You can still have fun and have a connection with them and learn a lot about yourself and grow as a person. So don't close yourself off in that dating pool of not dating younger men because you feel that they're XYZ. Because there's a lot of mature younger men and a lot of boy older men. Okay? Okay. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you share, like, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know if you've ever dated a younger man and your experience, and I will see you next time. Stay creative.